After the miracles in Galilee, Jesus continued traveling quietly. The religious leaders were already looking for a way to kill him. As the Feast of Tabernacles drew near, even his own brothers challenged him. If you want the world to know who you are, go to Jerusalem. But they still did not believe in him. Jesus answered Lee, my time has not yet come. Everything he did would happen according to his Father's timing, not the world. The feast began. Pilgrims filled the streets of Jerusalem. But there was one question on everyone's lips: where is Jesus? Some whispered, he is a good man. Others replied, no, he deceives the people. No one dared speak too loudly. Fear hung over the city because the religious leaders were watching, waiting. Halfway through the festival, Jesus walked into the temple courts and began to teach. The crowd was astonished. How does this man know so much? He had never studied in their schools, yet his words carried an authority they could not explain. Jesus answered, my teaching is not my own. It comes from the one who sent me. He wasn't seeking his own glory. He came to reveal the Father. Jesus looked beyond their questions, beyond their arguments. He saw their issue. Why were they judging him while refusing to see the truth standing before them? The same people who claim to honor God's law were already planning to kill the one God had sent. The religious leaders had heard enough. They sent temple guards to arrest Jesus. The officers went. They listened. They watched. But when the time came, they couldn't do it. They returned empty-handed. The leaders demanded, why didn't you bring him? The guards answered with words history would never forget. No one ever spoke the way this man does. Even those sent to arrest him stood amazed by his words. The rulers mocked anyone who believed in Jesus. Then one man quietly spoke, Nicodemus, the same Pharisee who had once come to Jesus under the cover of night. He asked a simple question: does our law condemn a man before hearing him? But instead of answering, they mocked him too. Truth was becoming harder to hear, because hearts had already chosen their side. On the final and greatest day of the feast, Jesus stood before the crowd. His voice rose above the noise of the celebration. If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. The people had spent days remembering how God provided water in the wilderness. Now the true source of life stood among them. Whoever believes in me, rivers living water will flow from within them. Jesus was speaking of the Holy Spirit, the gift that would be poured out on all who believed. The invitation was open, not to the powerful, not to the religious elite, but to anyone who was thirsty. The crowd was divided. Some said, this is the prophet. Others declared, this is the Messiah. Still others refused to believe. The same words, the same miracles, yet completely different responses. And that question has never disappeared. Who is Jesus? a teacher, a prophet, or the one who alone can satisfy the deepest thirst of every human heart.